Hi there YouTube, Mark here with a small video. In this video I take a look at the Champ video games. Champ video games, Champrogramming, was actually a company that was around in the 1990s, 1996, 1997, 1998, and was producing a lot of arcade-based MS-DOS gaming software, and they based the games on the original arcade ports, the original arcade games, I mean, from well, the good old classics that were around, like Donkey Kong, Centipede, Miss Pac-Man, Space Invaders and stuff. And you have to remember that emulation still wasn't a big thing. I mean, you had to use the command line. Emulators were very fiddly. And basically this was the only way to actually play the old arcade games back in the day. No MAME yet. Well, MAME could have been around, but it still was not as good as it is these days. So yeah, let's go take a look at these old games. Hi there YouTube, Mark here, sporting my little Kermit the Frog shirt. Today I wanted to take a look at games created by Champ, which was around in the early 90s. They produced a ton of great arcade ports for MS-DOS based systems. They also ran on Windows 95, but they were DOS games. They came with icons and stuff, but basically they were DOS games. And this directory is an installment of all the games that I acquired. Actually, these can be had for free online because they're more or less abandonware. And ports include Asteroid, Centipede, Donkey Kong or Crazy Kong, Galaga, Galaxian, Space Invaders, Miss Pac-Man and Pacman. So I thought, let's go check out ASTEROCKS. And I'm using Norton Commander for any of you guys wondering what this interface is all about. It's basically a very nice shell on top of, well, it's a file manager on top of Windows. You can use it with a mouse. And it works pretty well. So yeah, basically this is my standard launcher and 4DOS, of course. 4DOS as a command shell and this as a launcher. 4DOS is very versatile. So, well, let's run ASTEROCKS and see how much like Asteroid this is. So this was programmed in 1997. We got a nice zing. Yesterday's arcade and today's PC. Well, today's PC is pretty. Well, let's just press play. You use the keyboard to. Whoops! And I crashed already. Use the keyboard to play most of the games. Command, what is it? The cursor keys and the control key to fire. And it plays very well, actually. Whoops. Let's see if I can. Whoops. Well, yeah, it's kind of tough playing it like this, but yeah, as you can see, there we have the UFO. Let's see if I can at least make it one level. Clearing out. Okay, whoops. Got a bit of. But it really plays well. It really plays like, whoops, asteroids, and I die at about the same time as I would in the real arcade game. But yeah, this was actually the way to play Asteroids back in the day. Of course, with the onset of emulation, projects like these became obsolete, but you know, these are pretty decent ports, and I really wonder what happened to the programmer, because these are excellent ports. Look at these. Look at the art. You know, I mean, they really put a lot of love into this. They really like. Whoops! This is really fast. This is quite reminiscent of the. This is quite reminiscent of the ColecoVision version. Whoops. Of course, the speed of your PC really had a lot to do with it. But I guess any 486 or perhaps fast 386, no, not 386. I think a 486 or a low Pentium would be the machine to play this on. And you know, a solid DOS machine from the day. Game over, but you can see it's Centipede. It's really Centipede. Let's exit to DOS. And then we have a version of Kong. I think this is an old shareware version. Let's run it. This is version 1. I have a later version of this as well, so you can actually see some of the differences. The starting up image is different. This is from 1996. Let's see how this plays. So it uses the Sound Blaster sounds. I'm not sure if you can actually hear, but so the little dude, the little Mario dude, looks a bit off, folks. I look a bit off as well. There's something weird with his nose. I'm not sure. And it's awful fast. And I guess my system is a bit fast. Should be able to reach Daisy. Well, I'll try the other one. Okay, that's game over. Exit to DOS. So this is the shareware version. Champrogramming, Connecticut. Yeah, pretty cool. Print the other form. Let's go for Kong, because that's version 1.5. So this is actually much further on in the development. I guess about 2 years later, even 1997. So let's see what more or less looks the same. Ah, the little Mario dude looks a bit different. And it's a bit more playable. Whoops. It's very tough. But the Mario dude looks a bit better, I guess. Let's see if I can reach the top. This is pretty tough. Let's climb. Yes. Okay, oh. Oh well. Okay, let's climb those stairs. Ah! Ah! Okay, well, it is not meant to be. So let's exit that and go see Galagon. Galagon. So Galagon. So it's a version of Galaxians or Galaga. There's a bit of slowdown when there's multiple enemies on the screen. Some of the sounds look like sound like baby alligator cries. Were it not for the slightly inconsistent speed, this actually would have been perfect. Well, one of the levels, but yeah. Whoops. It's all there. Okay. Holy crap. Okay, this is a bit too slow. Let's see the other. Try the other game, the other GALAXIA. So probably one of them is Galaxians, the other one is Galaga. Let's see how fast this one plays. Ah, cool. Ah, this sounds and looks the part. Whoops. And the sprites are pretty much dead on. So yeah, I mean, to get your legal arcade game fix back in the day, this would have been the thing to do. Okay, let's check out some other games. Exit to DOS. Invaders, yeah, let's see how Space Invaders is reimagined. Wow, cool. I like those VGA graphics. Oh wow, this really looks like, oh, it even has the original sprites. Wow, cool. Well, this is a pretty decent port. Let's see if I can clear a row. Ah! Not very good at getting the UFOs. I can of course try to wait for another one. Yes! Okay. Cool. So, yeah. Miss Pac-Man. I had all these games back in the day. It really looks the power. And the sounds are even dead on. Not sure about the ghost patterns though. They seem to be fairly similar, but as you can see, it just basically has the same scoring, has the same, well, has the same everything. And to be able to play this on a PC back then, well, it was quite a thing, because the PC was, well, these are old arcade games. Could be that. But yeah, let's go check out the Pac-Man version, because they had a Pac-Man as well. Yep. Waka Waka. Well, it does have the original Pac-Man sounds. And even some of the, I think it's the art from the marquee and from the cabinet, I think. So kudos to this programmer. I mean, really, he did a stellar job porting this to the PC. And this originally ran on some 8-bit Z80 processor, I believe. So porting this, I'm very curious what technique he used. Did he use a higher programming level, higher level programming, or did he use machine code? Is there any form of emulation involved? Oh, this is pretty cool. Okay. So yeah, that is what we had to work with back in the days, and I do have some emulators that became more or less the norm. Let me see if I can MS-DOS pilot run. This was actually something I already was doing when I still was using my MSX. Whoops, joystick. Oh, that will not work. Let me see if I can remember. MSX-DOS. Roll. Okay, so it's not perfect. A bit of the screen is missing. But yeah, back in MS-DOS days, emulation already was possible. So yeah, emulation was possible. I was using MSX emulation, Spectrum emulation back in the day, arcade emulation. But PCs were really very slow, and arcade machines back then for me were just unattainable. I mean, I was living in a student accommodation, so yeah. So the only way to play these old games was actually through ports on consoles or ports on the PC. So yeah, there you go. These softwares actually became abandonware, and they should be easily found on the web. If you just type the names of the programs, then you should be able to find them. And find yourself an old machine to run them on, or DOSBox or whatever. Okay, Mark signing off, and I'll be back with another video soon.